Have you ever felt watched in a place that should be empty? It was supposed to be just another night at Black Hollow Adventure Park. A group of maintenance workers were performing their routine closing duties when they began to notice strange occurrences. The park, once a lively beacon of excitement, had long lost its shine. Decades of urban legends had tainted its reputation. Still, it operated, drawing in thrill seekers and ghost hunters alike. That night, a skeleton crew was assigned to close the park. Among them was Aaron, the park's senior technician. He had worked at Black Hollow for years, dismissing the rumors of missing employees, malfunctioning rides, and eerie shadows that lurked after dark. But tonight felt different. There was a chill in the air, colder than usual for midsummer. The lights flickered more than normal. The speakers crackled with static, despite the sound system being off. "Let's get this done quickly," Aaron muttered to his team, trying to shake off his unease. He was accompanied by Lucy, a ride operator, and Ben, a janitor who had only been working there for a few weeks. Their job was simple: shut down the power, check the rides, and secure the gates. As they made their rounds, Lucy pointed towards the Ferris wheel. "It's moving." Aaron frowned. The park had been closed for over an hour, and all rides should have been powered down. They approached cautiously. The wheel turned slowly, creaking as if struggling to move. "Probably a malfunction," Aaron said, though even he wasn't convinced. He climbed the control booth and flipped the emergency brake. The wheel came to a screeching halt, its carriages swaying gently. Then came the laughter. It was distant, almost playful, but something about it made the hair on Aaron's arms stand up. He exchanged a glance with Lucy and Ben. "Did you hear that?" Ben nodded. It came from the funhouse. None of them wanted to go, but their job required them to investigate. The funhouse had been out of service for months. Rumors spread about a guest who had disappeared inside and was never found. Since then, employees reported strange sounds, whispers, cries, footsteps. Management chalked it up to old pipes and settling wood. Aaron led the way, pushing open the door. Inside, the air was stale, thick with dust and the scent of mildew. The old neon lights buzzed and flickered, casting eerie shadows on the distorted mirrors lining the entrance. "Let's make this quick," Lucy said. They ventured deeper, the mirrored maze distorting their reflections. Every turn seemed to stretch endlessly, making them feel like they were going in circles. Then the laughter returned, closer this time. Aaron's breath hitched as he turned a corner and saw something move in the reflection of a funhouse mirror. A figure, tall, gaunt, its face twisted into a grotesque grin. But when he turned to look directly, there was nothing there. "Guys, we need to leave," he whispered. A sudden crash echoed through the funhouse. The sound of metal scraping against metal sent them into a panic. They ran, twisting through the maze, their own reflections warping into nightmarish images. The guide exit sign flickered ahead, but just as Aaron reached for the door, it slammed shut on its own. A child's giggle echoed behind them. Lucy screamed as she spun around, her face draining of color. "Someone just grabbed my arm!" Ben pounded on the door. "Let us out!" Then, the mirrors shattered simultaneously. Glass rained down around them. But in the shards, Aaron saw them. Figures lurking in the broken reflections. Dozens of them, hollow-eyed, twisted in silent agony. They reached out, their fingers pressing against the other side of the mirror, desperate. The door suddenly burst open, and they stumbled out, gasping. The night air never felt so fresh. They bolted away from the funhouse, stopping only when they reached the central plaza. "What the hell was that?" Lucy panted. Aaron was about to respond when the sound of a ride starting up cut through the silence. They turned towards the roller coaster, the Widow's Plunge. It hadn't operated in years after a fatal accident shut it down. Yet the cars were moving, The chain lift clanked as it pulled the empty train up the steep incline. The track was rusted, pieces missing in places. There was no way it should have been operational. Then they saw them. Silhouettes of people sitting in the cars, their heads lolling unnaturally. Their sunken eyes glowed in the darkness, staring straight ahead. The train reached the peak, paused for a moment, then plummeted down the broken tracks. The moment it hit the section where the accident had happened, the train vanished. No sound, no crash, just gone. That was enough. "We need to leave. Now," Aaron ordered. They sprinted towards the main gate, but as they neared, the heavy iron bars rattled and slammed shut on their own. Ben pulled at them desperately. "It won't budge," a deep, guttural voice echoed from behind. "Why are you leaving? The night is just beginning." Aaron turned slowly. Standing in the plaza was a figure dressed as the old park mascot, Jacko the Jester. But the costume was wrong. The fabric looked aged, tattered. The oversized grin on the mask was cracked, revealing jagged teeth beneath. His fingers, unnaturally long, twitched as he took a step forward. Lucy let out a choked sob. "That's not real. It can't be real." Jacko tilted his head. "Stay. Play with us. Forever." The lights around the park shut off all at once, plunging them into darkness. The laughter returned, multiplying, surrounding them. Cold hands grabbed at their clothes, pulling them back into the abyss. Aaron screamed as he felt himself dragged downward into the earth. The last thing he saw was Jacko's twisted grin looming over him. Then, silence. The next morning, the park opened as usual. Visitors strolled in, unaware. But if they listened closely, beneath the carnival music and the cheerful screams of joy, there was something else. Distant laughter. The sound of the lost, still trapped in the park, waiting for the next unfortunate soul to join them on the last ride.